The half-mile-long passage shocked the feds with its sophistication as well as the fact that it was essentially in plain view.
At 4 a.m., Chicago's streets were still wrapped in darkness when armored vehicles and federal SUVs quietly moved into position. The calm of the neighborhood vanished as tactical lights cut through the shadows and firm commands echoed across the block. This moment marked the beginning of a large-scale federal operation involving ICE, the D, FBI, ATF, and DHS. Authorities were targeting a cartel network that had embedded itself deep within the city. While Chicago was no stranger to drug activity, the scope of this operation suggested investigators were confronting something far more complex than street-level crime. Months of intelligence work led to this morning. Federal investigators tracked warehouse activity, transportation routes, and financial records tied to the network. Surveillance data was combined with transaction histories to map the organization's structure and identify individuals operating within the city. Each piece of information was reviewed multiple times to minimize errors, as even a small mistake could jeopardize the mission. Analysts also focused on commercial properties that appeared legitimate but showed unusual patterns of movement, signaling their use as storage and distribution hubs. Over time, 5 locations were identified as critical nodes in the network. These sites were located in Cicero, Bridgeview, Brighton Park, Joliet, and Little Village. Each served a specific role in the distribution chain, and planners designed a synchronized strike to hit all locations simultaneously. This coordination was essential to prevent suspects from escaping or destroying evidence, and demonstrated how deeply the operation had spread across the metropolitan area. As the operation neared execution, final briefings took place at the command center. Team leaders reviewed objectives, confirmed vehicle assignments, and tested communication systems. Equipment checks were completed, including breaching tools, protective gear, night vision, and thermal imaging devices. Drone units prepared to provide aerial awareness, ensuring teams had visibility of surrounding streets and rooftops. Every element was reviewed so that each unit clearly understood its role. Shortly before 4 a.m., convoys departed their staging areas. Armored vehicles led the way, followed by unmarked SUVs. The teams moved quietly through the city, using the early hour to maintain the element of surprise. Upon arrival, agents exited their vehicles and took positions at each target. When the final signal was given, the coordinated operation began. Across Chicago, teams breached entrances and moved through dark interiors with precision. Rooms were cleared methodically, suspects were secured, and agents assessed whether conditions matched intelligence reports. In Bridgeview, a warehouse operating under the name North Star Logistics appeared legitimate from the outside. Inside, agents discovered concealed wall compartments filled with methamphetamine and cocaine, arranged for rapid distribution. Firearms found near loading areas confirmed the site's role in organized trafficking. In Joliet, agents entered a smaller facility that showed signs of recent packaging activity. Counterfeit export documents were recovered, along with surface residue linked to fentanyl processing. These findings confirmed the site's role in preparing materials before they were transported elsewhere. The most significant discovery occurred in Brighton Park. This warehouse covered a larger area and contained stacked boxers and sealed containers. Agents uncovered more than 4 tons of illegal narcotics, 37 firearms, and a ledger nearly $12 million in financial movement. The ledger provided clear evidence of the network's organized financial operations and confirmed the warehouse as a central hub. By the end of the coordinated raids, federal teams had seized approximately 3 tons of narcotics, dozens of firearms, and large sums of cash. No civilians were injured, and the synchronized timing reduced the risk of armed confrontation. While the operation itself was a success, evidence recovered during the raids pointed to something even more hidden. Analysis of seized electronic devices revealed a recurring phrase, Zona Sub. Though its meaning was unclear, it appeared frequently alongside references to storage and transportation. Investigators suspected this term referred to a concealed component of the operation. Data pointed back to the Brighton Park warehouse, prompting teams to return for a deeper inspection. Engineers re-examined the structure, focusing on areas outside the standard layout. Ground scans detected an anomaly beneath the concrete floor. After removing the surface layer, agents uncovered a hidden hatch. Beneath it was a reinforced passage leading underground. The tunnel extended approximately 1,744 feet, reaching a depth of around 61 feet below the surface. It was equipped with electrical wiring, ventilation systems, and metal rails along the floor, indicating it had been used to transport goods discreetly. The discovery of the tunnel confirmed that the operation was far more sophisticated than initially believed and shifted the direction of the investigation entirely. The design of the tunnel closely resembled structures previously uncovered along the California-Mexico border, and investigators immediately noted the similarities. Reinforced concrete walls, installed lighting, ventilation systems, and rail tracks matched the construction methods commonly used in cross-border smuggling tunnels. These parallels helped investigators grasp the scale of the discovery and confirmed that the same level of planning, funding, and expertise had been applied to the site in Chicago. This was not a concealed room or improvised hiding place. The tunnel had been built for the efficient movement of materials over long distances, raising questions about how frequently it had been used and how it connected to routes beyond the city. The discovery reshaped the understanding of Chicago's role in the trafficking network. The Brighton Park warehouse was no longer viewed as a final storage point. Instead, the tunnel indicated that shipments could be moved onward through concealed pathways, bypassing surface-level detection. Its length and depth showed intentional design to avoid discovery, adding a new dimension to the investigation. Evidence from the site confirmed that operations in Chicago extended well beyond storage and redistribution, placing the city at a level comparable to major transit hubs near the border. While the tunnel itself was a critical finding, digital evidence collected during the raids pointed to even broader connections. Inside one secured area, agents discovered steel shelving lined with long rifle cases, plastic containers filled with ammunition, and a wall stocked with bulletproof vests. Forensic specialists then analyzed 47 mobile phones, along with tablets and laptops seized across the 5 locations. These devices contained fragments of messages, location histories, and financial data that allowed analysts to reconstruct how goods and money moved through the network. By separating routine activity from trafficking-related patterns, investigators uncovered connections that had not been visible during the raids. One of the most important discoveries involved repeated coded terms used across multiple devices. Analysts determined that Linnea referred to northbound routes. Zona Sub described underground storage areas, and Pantanor appeared in communications coordinating movements between transit points. These terms formed a consistent, internal language, confirming that the network relied on a structured logistical framework to manage responsibilities and track shipments. Geographic data stored on the devices showed that the operation extended beyond Chicago. Several leads pointed to South Bend, Indiana, where investigators identified an auto shop operating under a business name with no registered owner. Financial activity associated with the shop mirrored patterns seen in Chicago, including frequent low-value transactions consistent with fund distribution methods. Field checks confirmed the site's connection to the broader operation. Another trail led to Rockford, Illinois, where location data revealed repeated visits to a rented storage unit. Records showed the unit had been leased using identification tied to a Venezuelan national. Inside, agents found cash counting machines and packaging materials consistent with fentanyl distribution. These findings supported the conclusion that the unit functioned as a preparation site before shipments were moved elsewhere. Further analysis uncovered a web of shell companies linked to the network. One of the most prominent was North Star Logistics, which appeared legitimate on paper, but had no employees and no payroll records. Its bank accounts showed numerous transfers below $10,000 across multiple states, a pattern designed to avoid detection. The fragmented financial trail revealed how the company was used to receive and disperse funds within the trafficking system. As investigators assembled data from electronic devices, financial records, and field operations, the full scale of the network became clear. Federal teams ultimately confirmed the arrest of 98 suspects, each playing a distinct role within the organization. The arrests demonstrated how deeply the group had embedded itself across the metropolitan area. Evidence also confirmed that Chicago served as a major distribution hub. Shipments originating in Mexico traveled through established routes before reaching the city, where they were divided into smaller quantities and redistributed across the Midwest. A network of storage sites supported this process, allowing the organization to move goods efficiently while reducing exposure. Chicago's access to major highways and transportation infrastructure made it central to this system. During the investigation, agents uncovered evidence indicating that the operation extended beyond narcotics trafficking. What began as a drug-focused case expanded into a human trafficking investigation, altering the scope and urgency of the inquiry. Financial records showed that large sums of money were transferred back to Mexico after distribution. Cash seized during the raids represented only a fraction of the proceeds. The remaining funds were moved through structured transfers and shell companies designed to conceal their origin. These financial routes closely mirrored the same geographic pathways used to move goods into the United States, reinforcing the organization's operational continuity. As daylight spread across the city, teams returned to the command center to consolidate evidence and prepare detailed reports. The coordinated efforts secured all 5 targeted locations and produced one of the most comprehensive cases assembled against a trafficking network in recent years. A total of 3 tons of illegal narcotics were seized, along with substantial amounts of cash and weapons. The arrests disrupted multiple layers of the organization and provided investigators with material for ongoing analysis. The concealed tunnel beneath the Brighton Park warehouse stood out as one of the most significant discoveries. It revealed a hidden infrastructure designed to move shipments away from visible sites and demonstrated the sophistication of the network's domestic operations. Combined with the financial and digital evidence, the tunnel confirmed Chicago's importance as a central node within a larger trafficking system spanning multiple states. With the operation complete, federal teams finalized their assessments and documented the results of months of investigation. The findings provided authorities with a clearer understanding of how the network operated within the United States and highlighted the effectiveness of the coordinated strategy used during the raids. If you want to continue following major federal operations and investigations like this, follow Military Power for future updates.